Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back, everyone, to the PEMDAS podcast once again. We've got something exciting in this installment.
NFL.
I'm back with Derek right there, Anthony,
Hello.
and Wally at the end.
What's your name?
My name's Brendan. Brendan Carlson. 2 E's. Carlson with the K. So we're going to get into...
I call him BK.
They do call me BK. I'm introducing you to me again. So we're going back and we're going to look at some win total odds for the NFL season upcoming already.
This is pre-NFL draft, so it might change a little bit.
April 12th.
Yep, April 12th. So rookies,
April 12th, 5:50 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Wow.
Rookies are okay. I mean, like Jaden Daniels, he's all right. It's kind of going to stay the same, basically. No, we'll do another one later, but this is just some content to get out there because we're big NFL fans. So
Yeah, we're already itching for the season.
We need it.
The Super Bowl was only 2 months ago. We're already just...
Draft hasn't even happened.
The draft hasn't even happened. We did get some free agency, though, and that's been fun. So I'm excited to look at these numbers and tell you guys what we're thinking.
All right, shall we?
let's get going.
Let's do it.
Number one on our list is the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh, starting off
11
hot.
and a half is the line for 3 different sites, it looks like.
Yep.
You'll see it on the screen.
So what we're going to do is we're going to say the line, and then we're going to go 3, 2, 1. We're going to start by saying...
We're going to put our thumb up, thumb down,
Yep.
or say over. And
Yeah, we'll say
under.
over or under, and then we'll have our thumb up, thumb down if you're watching. And then if there's an argument or a discrepancy there, we're going to
fight it out.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're going to
Physical
beat each other
fight.
up for it. So
Whoever
Yep.
a lot
survives.
of blood, sweat, and tears in this episode.
Yep.
Right. So Bills 11 and a half.
Mm.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Over. Wow, that's
Wow.
boring.
Oh, 4 for 4.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think all of us would assume we're expecting another great Josh Allen season. That's what 12,
long
11
as it
and a
doesn't
half
get hurt.
plus would be good.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is his year. I'm going to save it for later, but I'm just going to say this is his year. The team
To win
success.
to win
So I was
the
like, you just won the MVP.
to win Super Bowl?
This
Yeah.
is team success. I'll tell you Super Bowl predictions later, but this is his year. We'll keep it at that.
He's on his Peyton Manning arc, I would say.
I'm going to farm that take.
All right.
All right.
Dude, but they didn't lose anybody, really, right? The Bills? I don't
no.
think so.
I don't think so. No.
I mean, they're just
really.
like, yeah. Like, did Von Miller play last year?
He was the only one I thought
In the
of.
playoffs, he did.
I think he's a free agent, but
He's like 40.
no one's grabbed him yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not like worried about. But to be honest, I think they're gonna win 12 games. I'm not like smashing,
Especially
the
with
over.
the 17-game season. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
This
12 is
can- I
Easy
guess
division,
fair enough.
though.
Hopefully, I don't know what you guys think, but there has been plenty of talk about going to an 18-game season.
It's gonna
So
happen.
if it does happen and it somehow they put it, can they even do it this
It
year?
won't be this year.
It won't
Okay.
be
Okay,
2026.
so then that won't
They
matter.
already have the schedules.
But if they do an 18-game season, just my one prayer for everyone is to stay alive. It's just a
Yeah.
whole nother.
Well, they'd probably do 2 buys.
if they do 2 buys, that I would be.
Well, that
in
point, just
support
go to
of it.
19 weeks then.
Might as well just play year round.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just everyone has to have
blends
a
in
goal.
with the UFL.
Yeah.
282 games.
All right, so all overs on the Bills. It's kind of. I did not
Yeah,
expect
they're
that,
kind of a
actually.
boring
Yeah.
team, man. To be honest.
But-
Okay, second team in the AFC East.
Jets,
The New
5
York
and a half.
Jets.
The
New York Jets, 5 and a
and
half. All right, you guys ready for it?
No,
Not
hold on.
yet.
Give me a
Give
second.
me a
That's
second.
a
Think
crazy
about it.
line.
That is a
Think
good
about
line.
it.
Because I honestly,
Pre-draft, like, are they gonna?
yeah,
What are
saying,
they gonna
like,
look for here?
The draft
Are they
is-
gonna ship
could help a
like?
lot.
What
They
I would say,
believe in
are they
Fields?
gonna ship off Garrett
Brees Hall.
Wilson or Brees Hall? Like
It's so weird.
there's so many guys on that
There-
team.
it
If
is
they
a
do
weird
want to
team.
blow it up, we can basically pre-run it and think they will soon, or they don't. That's a big effect.
It
of
is huge.
what I would think for a 5.5 line, bro.
I got my answer.
I have my answer.
I have my answer too.
It's tough though.
When you're ready, BK.
Tough line.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Under.
Lower.
Oh,
And I got it at 6.
That's
think
it.
it's
I have it at
close.
6. I think 6.
got
I think
it
they're
at
going to
6.
blow it up. I think Garrett Wilson will be gone. I think Brees Hall will be gone.
don't say that about
So,
New York.
so when you say they're going to blow it up, when they're going to blow it up, is that like 3 wins? What do you think? Because 5 wins is still pretty
3,
bad.
Okay,
Four.
so you're
Listen, no, really, they blow
so
it
you're
up.
projecting worst team in the NFL.
Yeah.
I would say.
Okay.
I'm not
So
projecting.
they're going to get
them
Arch
the worst.
Manning.
Yeah.
I have.
I could really see that on the
I
Jets.
actually could.
He'd
Actually,
be
yeah,
good,
he could save the whole franchise.
Oh.
They've never had a good quarterback since like what?
Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
I guess.
The
if you
butt
consider
fumble.
Mark
This
Sanchez
was
is
great
good.
last year as their defense.
Who am I
and play
thinking
calling.
of?
Joe
Who's-
Namath.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
In the 60s.
I personally have Jets at 5 wins. I don't think they will be the worst in the league, but I just don't. I do think they trade one of Garrett Wilson or Breece Hall.
Which is
I
crazy.
hope they do.
It is.
For their sake. Like Garrett Wilson or
Yes.
Breece Hall's sake.
Dude, I
Or
heard they
Sauce.
like Genty.
I forgot about Sauce.
Sauce, too.
I think one of those 3 is gone.
Sauce to the Vikings would be.
I think
There was
that's
some
just
heat for that for a little bit. It's kind of
that's
died
just
down, but
too much talent to go. I mean, Justin Fields is fine. Like he won 7 games with the Bears one year. Like I think he can get 6 wins with the Jets.
yeah.
Okay, I did forget that Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson played together in college. I think Breece Hall will be gone. I think that's could almost be a lock on
Yeah,
the draft
they
day
want
at
him to
least.
because I've heard that they like Genty and
Yep,
they want him
shocker.
in a committee with Breece Hall, which makes no fucking freaking sense.
Why am I
That would
blanking?
be
But
the
who was the guy they
worst
had
thing
last year
ever.
with Breece Hall? The other
Raylan
guy.
Allen.
Raylan
and
Allen,
Isaiah
yes, yes.
Davis.
Oh, yeah, they just
They're
drafted-
giving Isaiah Davis.
Yeah, they're not taking Genty.
snaps.
They're not
Dude,
taking
Like, what are
get
they
DeMarco
doing?
Gordy in the room, bro.
Yeah.
Get me in there.
Yeah. I just think both New York teams, they don't really have an identity anymore. Like you kind of look at them and you just sigh thinking about like what is their future even going to look like? Like the Giants going into the draft, what are they even going to be looking at? How are they going to try to figure out post Saquon life of you got rid of your best player you've had in a long time and he goes and wins the Super Bowl right away.
Yeah, that's brutal.
So
to the rival.
it's just sad. So both New York teams. We'll get into the Giants later. What do you hope for? Like,
Yeah, they
what do
need
you?
something. They
You
need a
need
plan.
a
They have no
quarterback.
plan.
You need a quarterback
Yeah,
first.
you
and
need
they're in
something.
Purgatory for
You need something to
quarterbacks.
look forward.
The
to.
fact that Danny Dimes beat us like 3 years ago,
Shut up. We don't need to talk about it.
That was awesome.
Ed Donashell defense.
like that was the Giants' best season in the last.
Dude, you
10
could have run mesh 50
Yeah.
times against the goddamn Donashell defense, and you would have scored every time. Okay.
All right. Next team.
Patriots.
Yeah, let's go
Patriots. Yeah.
Let's
What is
go.
there?
Line
Let's
setups?
go Dolphins first. Go Dolphins.
Okay,
first.
okay.
Where are
I
the
gotta
Dolphins
find
listed?
Dolphins are there.
Right there. Yep.
Okay.
It's a 9.5.
8.5.
Oh, I
Yep,
can't
8.5.
read.
All right.
Dolphins
I got
8.5.
Give me a second. They're still returning pretty much everyone.
I
Yeah, I got my
Everybody's
answer. I got
going.
my answer.
Okay, I do too.
I do too, actually.
All right. 8.5. 3, 2, 1.
Under.
Under.
Saz, what do you want to
I'm
speak
high
on?
on the Dolphins this year.
I'm
I think
way
if
low.
Tua can stay healthy and their defense can kind of perform like they did last year, I think they'll take advantage of their weak division.
I will say my viewpoint of Dolphins under heavily affects our next Patriots
Correct.
discussion.
Me too.
So I will
Okay.
leave my opinion for that.
Yep. I'm going to save it as well. I think they'll finish. Yeah, I'll keep it.
Yeah.
I think Achane will be one of the best running backs by stats next year. If they use him
I'd
correctly.
say-
Sure.
I'd say he was this. I mean, I'd say
He was
this
up there,
first
yeah, but I
year.
think he'll really.
So, what do we think is
explode this
happening?
year.
By the way, I'm super low on the Dolphins. I think they win like 6 games.
Wow.
What do we think happens to Tyreek Hill? Because he wanted to
Oh,
trade.
yeah.
He basically demanded a trade.
I think he'll stay. He's been doing that his entire career. He is such a deep.
But then he
Like
got
a
traded.
Devontae Adams type guy. He'll get
But I
traded
mean, if he
next
gets
year.
traded, he'll get traded for something. Like he'll be.
It won't be
traded
anything
for
crazy, though.
A receiver of some sort.
But like, who is giving up? He's 30.
30 or 31.
Yeah, and he's declining. He's a guy that.
I mean,
he doesn't-
okay, the Patriots signed Stephon Diggs to 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but
teams-
there's
Someone
teams
will take
aren't
him.
that
Someone will
smart.
always
They
take
need,
him.
everyone needs receivers.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Vikings receiver 3.
that would be
Gordy, try not bring up the Vikings every
Yeah.
time. That's impossible.
Did you hear about
He's
JJ
the AFC
McCarthy?
East.
JJ McCarthy could throw it to Tyreek Hill. Let me tell you.
So the next one
On
is
to
the
the Patriots.
Patriots.
The
The
Patriots.
Pats in the AFC East.
7.5.
Yep.
They're listed at 7.5.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I got it.
I
Yeah,
got
so I
mine
have
for
mine.
sure.
I'm probably good. Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Under.
Over.
Hard under.
I'm
You
under.
see,
Oh.
this is a good
I'm
one.
over,
Here's
man.
what I will
I'm
say.
over.
Clip
Here's what
this.
I will say.
Hard under.
I understand this. They have the exact same recipe as the Commanders did last year. A young QB, made a lot of free agency signings. They brought in an older coach, have
Who has
leadership, and has won. And I think they are a perfect example of what the Commanders were going into last year. Does that mean it'll translate? Who knows? But they have the recipe of they took the time and spent the money. They have a great young QB that I believe in, genuinely. I believed in a lot. We talked about that on the Vikings discussion. And with Diggs, who knows? Maybe
He's
he'll
the
figure
only
something
thing
out.
that I'm worried
Yes.
about.
Diggs is so
So
unlikely
what?
He's coming
watch.
off
That'll
an
be
ACL.
one of you. in 2 years, he'll be one of the worst contracts in the league.
Well, they
But
have an
honestly,
out.
is that gonna I don't think it'll make them much worse if he has a bad year. He's not gonna make them worse.
What I'm scared about for them, so they're going to draft like Todoroya McMillan, and they're going to feature Diggs, because that's who Diggs is, and that's going to stunt McMillan and Drake May's connection to him.
When are they
Maybe.
drafting Tet, though? They're picking, what, 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna take a lineman.
They're not taking Tet 4th.
Or they trade back.
They could trade back. I could see that.
Yeah.
Tet was
They
getting
need more
hyped
offensive
for
pieces.
Dude, I saw him
A few
fall into
months
the first
ago.
round
Yeah,
in a mock.
that's
Like,
what
what
I
is
was
going
saying.
on?
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
A few months
way
ago,
that-
I
no,
agree.
No shot.
I
No
agree,
shot.
but a few months ago, like they're mostly on Sasmo's boat where it's top 10. Now, like he's pretty normally mocked mid to late first.
Yeah.
He will go in the top 10 of our draft that we do.
Hot take.
So you'll take him.
I will take him in the top 10 100%. He
Okay,
is
that's
so
a little
good.
intel for a future episode.
Yeah. Foreshadowing.
But yeah, so it sounds like me and Derek are high on the
I'm
Pats.
high on him.
I think it's mostly also comes from getting to play the Dolphins a couple times.
I got Pats second in that division.
I have them winning 7 games. This is not a super under for me, but I just think,
Yeah.
you're talking about the Commanders, and I get it. But there's a couple issues with that. One, they don't have an X. I don't think Diggs is an X. He's
That's
definitely
fair.
not going to play week 1. If he did, I'd be shocked.
Okay.
He's an older player
Yeah,
coming
I
off an
agree.
ACL
Yeah.
tear.
I agree.
Who was
McLaurin's
bad the last
better.
year and a half.
Yeah, they still don't really have receivers.
They don't have running backs.
Well, they have Ramondre, but whatever.
They'll draft one.
They could. I also saw a mock them drafting Genty at 4, which I don't.
If
hate.
they draft Genty, they'll
Take
help
Hampton.
a lot.
Take Hampton second
Hampton
round.
at 4, yeah.
Then
Second
they have
round.
no
Oh.
receivers. Yeah.
But yeah, they don't have weapons like. I mean, not that the Commanders
They
are crazy.
did
loaded,
have
but
Scary Terry. You're right.
Terry was ready to roll. I mean, he's been good for so long. And then I also think offensively, who's coordinating the Patriots offense? Is it McDaniels?
I thought it was, but don't fact check me. On
I'm
that
fact
one.
checking you
I
right
don't
now.
know.
I think it was McDaniels.
Dude, this
but I
is gonna
could be
take
wrong.
forever because I'm.
That's all right.
That's fine.
I think it is, but regardless, I like their chances. It's 8 wins.
It's not. Yeah, it's not tough, especially in a weak division. It is Josh McDaniels.
It is. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I don't. He's not a bad coordinator.
If he's just a coordinator, he's fine.
Yeah, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just mostly betting on progression from Pats, regression from Dolphins.
I think that's
And
fair.
I don't expect either of them to make the playoffs. So that's just my.
I like Drake
No.
May. I do like Drake May. Okay,
Yeah, I do too. He just needs a receiver.
shall we do
Diggs isn't it?
And we'll move on to
Yeah.
AFC West.
AFC West?
You wanna
I
start
like
right
that
here.
one. Ooh, that could be an interesting one. I think I like that one.
Chiefs?
All right, starting off with the Chiefs here, 11.5. Think about what they have, who they lost.
11.5 is the highest line they'll ever give a team, I think.
Yeah.
All right, I got my answer.
I do too.
Wait, I have my ansur.
Who else is in the division again? It's
Uh,
Chargers.
Chargers, Broncos,
Raiders.
All those teams improved.
Correct. That affects the answer a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Under at 11.
Respect it.
Yeah, I
have
also
11.
think
It's gonna
11.
be 11.
I think, it'll
I think it's gonna be
11.
11.
I'm going 12. I thought about 11, but I'm not going against Mahomes. I know Collinsworth's not either, but
Bro is
I've
going
gone
against.
against Mahomes.
He's been against Mahomes.
I've gone against Mahomes in the past. I'm not going against him now. They'll get 12 wins and they'll lose in the AFC Championship to a certain team that we already talked about.
Buffalo Bills.
I like it.
The Pit. No, I'm kidding.
The Miami Dolphins.
I got 12. Nothing special, but like, hopefully
It's a good
Kelsey
line.
retires. Hopefully Kelsey retires.
With these top
so.
teams, if anyone actually has a over/under that's less than a game in either direction,
yeah, I don't.
please,
It's not
I'd be very
crazy.
surprised.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
no one, I think, here thinks we're going to have a season from a team that's 14 or 15 wins again. I don't think.
It will happen probably.
They probably
There's
will.
usually one team
They
that's
probably
not good.
will, but I don't know who will.
Yeah,
But
The
you guys
NFL's
you
a
guys
lot
said-
deeper now.
You got 11 wins for them. You
Yeah,
all
the
have
issue is
11?
the O line.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so that's one game away. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Vegas knows what they're doing. Minus 110 is even odds.
Yeah.
They know what they're
I do
doing.
have them at 11. But yeah, I think their O line's cooked, man. They lost Thuney.
Yep.
Creed Humphrey's still a tank.
Yeah.
Who else do they have? Freaking Orlando Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage.
I think they'll get something in the draft.
Jawan
They'll be
Taylor.
fine,
Oh
but
my
yeah.
gosh. False start merchant
Uh,
in the legal formation. I should skip the Chiefs. That's kind of a boring team.
Yeah, let's do Chargers right below them.
Yep.
Ooh,
9.5.
they open at 9.5.
I think this is
Yes.
one of the teams that'll benefit the most from the draft.
Interesting line.
Yeah, the draft will be
All right,
interesting.
I got an
to see what
answer
it is.
for it.
Kind of a
Yeah.
low line. Not to give away my answer.
I do kind of
All right.
agree.
Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
3, 2, 1.
Over.
Everyone's
Yeah.
over.
I got 10.
But everyone's
I
got
have
10
11.
probably. Okay.
I think 10 or 11. Yeah, it really depends on the draft. If they go heavy offense,
I think
draft
they're-
Tyler Warren, they could get.
I
to
think they're going
11.
to take a guy like Damian Martinez and Marion Hampton. They're going to get another running back in the room.
They
They have
need it.
Najee
They need it.
Harris. They're
Yeah.
going to destroy the ball on the ground. Really quick tangent that I thought of when editing the last episodes.
Yes.
One of your criticisms of JJ McCarthy was that
Jim
he didn't
Harbaugh?
play. They didn't throw him very much in college.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say about the fact that when Jim Harbaugh goes to the Chargers,
Mhm.
Justin Herbert is bottom 5 in pass attempts?
I'm lower than most people on Justin Herbert.
Okay, I have another question for you.
Yes.
So then
You said
how are you lower on a guy just because he doesn't have less pass? Like, he's just not
I just
passing the
always
ball.
Just
No,
saying
I think he's just saying he's not as high on.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
I've always
before.
been a little bit-
Second question.
Yes.
You said that Jordan Love's numbers were down because they're so good at running the ball.
Yes.
Could you see how my logic is applied to
I'm
JJ
saying
McCarthy?
his numbers were down in the red zone, like passing touchdown wise,
But-
because Josh Jacobs was just.
His attempts were down too, like per
But also
game.
Jordan Love, we've shown, has been able to get those top.
I know, but just believe
McCarthy.
me. Just believe me.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had to get it off my
Yeah.
chest.
McCarthy won a championship, though.
You won 2.
Jordan Love will.
One in high school.
Oh, I was going to say which one, yeah.
Illinois State Championship? Actually, I don't even know if it was Illinois. He's from Illinois.
He went to IMG, didn't
Yeah, it's by Florida then, right? Yeah, so Chargers.
And they have a good defense. Well, besides in the playoffs.
I love Justin Herbert. I just love him. But he's just got to prove more. Just as a guy, I like him. Just
What
a
if
guy's
Merchant-
guy, you
The
know?
sad thing is, like, I also loved Justin Herbert, and I still do. But, like, I will own up to it. A few years ago, like, I genuinely thought he was, like, better than Josh Allen. He just couldn't show it. And now, that's just not
Well,
good.
he had a really good second year.
That's the thing.
And
I always
rookie year too.
correct. I
Yeah.
always fall in love with these athletic QBs, athletic, crazy arm, and just big guys who can. That's it. Josh Allen's put it all together. Justin Herbert hasn't yet fully. I do still think he can.
Just wait for Anthony
But-
Richardson.
Yeah. Anthony Richardson on paper. That's why me and Sasma have a similar type in QBs. He has a little more hope than me for Anthony, but because it's probably the same name, that's probably why.
Did the Chargers
Only
make the
that,
playoffs
yeah.
last year?
Yeah.
They lost.
Herbert threw like 4
They got
picks.
Oh, that's right.
embarrassed.
Yeah, he threw
by
4
the
picks
Texans.
against
Texans, that's
Texans.
right. Yep. Okay.
After he threw like 3
Slime
picks all
Bowl.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now the next big one's the Broncos. In that
Broncos,
division.
yeah.
That's going to be a Derek.
That's a very
Derek
interesting
special.
one. Derek's lover boy.
I love Bo Nix.
This line's 9.5.
9.5.
Oh boy.
All right, I'm ready.
This division is so hard.
I know.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Under.
Over.
Okay. It's probably within a game, right? Like
Yeah,
I got him at 9.
I think 9 or 8 is the
Mhm.
line there for me.
I could be
I
wrong
think
with
you're
Chiefs and
getting 10.
Broncos. I could be wrong with Chiefs and Broncos when I took the Chiefs over. I realized that I couldn't take the Chiefs and Chargers and Broncos over.
Yeah.
So I
That's
kind of
smart.
regret taking the Chiefs over, and I would take the Broncos over. But based on what I said, I got to stick with it. Broncos, they got a lot of guys, but they have such a tough division.
They had a
I
good
just
free
don't
agency,
know if they
too.
can do
A
it.
bit of an
I know.
aging roster too, if you really look at it.
Yeah, I mean,
That kinda
Bo Nix
works.
could have a down year because he had such a.
It's the
they're gonna
second
have
year
more-
too. It's always tougher for quarterbacks.
Exactly. So he might have a worse year, but
Also,
I
who's
don't
the?
care about the Broncos' second year. I just care about Bo Nix getting a ring.
They have
Genty.
no running back right now. Right?
Genty, people are saying if he falls, they might trade up too a little bit. It's like
It's funny
late
because
teen-
like
early teens.
it-
yeah.
No way, he's not falling that far.
it
But
sounds
if he
like
does, that's what I'm saying.
it just sounds like I've heard Genty linked to every single team now.
Because every
Or
team,
Well, probably said it
American
before.
Hampton
I know,
too to the Broncos.
Hampton would work in that offense.
Yeah, I don't even have to like
UNC
look
as well.
on Twitter or mock
Got the
drafts.
helmet, not the players.
It's just-
Yep.
It's just this team wants Genty. Oh, sick. I also want ice cream for dinner, so I
I
gotta
got-
just go get ice cream.
Bro, you know you're 24. You can go do that.
I did actually. I just got a big gallon of ice cream last night and root beer. I made root beer floats.
Dude, that man is about to
Nonchalant,
get,
man.
he's about to get married too.
Oh,
That's pretty
it was
awesome.
awesome.
He's excited.
Bo Nix will be a top 5 quarterback at some point in his career.
No.
He'll be a top 5 quarterback in the league at some point. in his career.
Nope.
He'll be the top
no.
5 in his division.
Dude, no, literally.
Oh,
He'll be a
No
top-
way.
I think he has Justin Herbert potential.
He's not top 5.
he
so.
hasn't been top 5 yet.
Also, what do you?
He's might be
Herbert's
on
not
the
top
edge.
5. No.
Herbert has been borderline top 5 for all of us, for sure.
On
What do you mean
the
for
edge.
all
Borderline,
of
but he's
us?
not cracked into it.
He's like 7 or 8 or 10 or 9.
I would
15, 20.
Well, we
In
have the big
hindsight,
four.
I would say 2 years ago, if you said, is Justin Herbert a top 5 quarterback? all of us would say yes.
We probably would have had him at 5. Here's the thing.
Yeah, but 2 years have passed.
The big 4.
But he was top 5.
It's the big 4, and then we can all wrestle over who's 5. Right now, 5 in my book is Jaden Daniels, based on what he showed.
I agree.
But you can argue anyone else pretty much in that 5 to 10 range, and I wouldn't kill you for it.
Maybe that might be another episode, quarterback rankings.
After the draft, that'd be
After
good.
the draft, that'd be a good one.
Because we could do starters or projected starters. Yeah, I don't. Bo Nix and, do you saying they're the same player or like?
I just think
Upside?
I think upside wise, they both have an arm. They both pretty like. They're not sneaky athletic. They're straight up athletic. I mean,
Yeah, Bo Nix. They're both athletic.
They're athletic. Yeah.
Comparing Justin Herbert's arm to Bo Nix's arm is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Bo Nix hasn't had to show it that much. He's done it, and he has a good deep ball. He just doesn't do it as
he
often.
completed 20% of his passes.
What?
I don't know. I was just making some stat up.
I like him. Regardless, I have their under.
Yeah, I think we passed that team now.
Raiders. I'm gonna guess 6.5 for the Raiders.
Yeah,
Where are they at? Where they are?
Ooh, all right.
6.5.
Is it 5 or 6?
6.
Dude, if it was 5, that's easy.
I'm ready.
5's easy.
5 is easy, yeah.
I'm ready.
Me too.
3, 2, 1.
Under.
Still over.
I've been under at 5.5.
Well, this is me projecting they draft Genty, by the way.
Me too.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
literally the sole thing I expect. And that's why they'll get 1 extra win.
Yeah, I think they'll have
7. There'll be bottom feeders, but there'll be hope. They'll go into the 2025, 2026 offseason with like, hey, we've got a guy. Maybe we can figure something out in 5 years.
Dude, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Geno Smith. I think Brock Bowers is going to have one of the best tight end seasons of all time. I think he'll be drafted in the first round of our fantasy football league next year. Not this coming year, but the year after, because of how good of a season he's going to have this year.
I could see that.
Because they're not going to draft a receiver.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
So it'll be the
I mean,
new-
maybe they're ones that like the team will trade for Tyreek Hill.
How do you think he'll
But-
compare to like the prime Kelsey years of fantasy? Like, you think it'll be pretty similar?
I think
Where
it'll be
it's
very
like
similar. Yeah.
End of first round, he's a lock.
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Yeah.
you'll be the
Because
guy-
Kelsey was going like 5 or 6.
Yeah, because I remember during the draft, like, you don't want to be that guy in the draft that doesn't take a running back or receiver, like to actually take the tight end for the tight end premium first round. You don't want to be that guy, but if he's there, you do it. You do it, and then you win. But I don't know. It'll be
Positional
interesting.
advantage is so.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
I think the only way that he reaches that is if he has a quarterback. Like if
And
he has Geno
I think
Smith.
Geno can give it to him. I'm not high on him. He's not a winning quarterback, but he can get the ball to.
Geno, they made the playoffs before with Geno.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they did,
this
yeah.
year.
I mean, he was okay. Their offensive line was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, so is the Raiders.
I don't think they're going to be amazing, but I think they'll be.
Yeah, I just don't think Geno's gonna have that good of a season. I think Brock Bowers will benefit. They don't have a receiver either, so that's tough for them.
Yeah,
Well,
Jacoby
Geno
Myers,
Smith, I think
Merchant.
there's like a good 10 teams in the league that are just so boring and bad. And I think they're one of them, honestly.
All right,
I
we're
do not
skipping
care
past the
about
Raiders.
Yeah.
If you're a Raiders
Raiders-
fan, unfollow the channel.
Like,
please.
yeah.
Unsubscribe if you're a
25
Raiders fan.
subscribers.
Was that the whole division?
That was
Yeah,
like
it
the
was.
best,
Yep.
yeah.
Let's move up to let's go AFC North.
North, yeah.
North.
AFC North, and we've got an AFC North team right here in the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore. All right.
11
Let me
and a
think
half.
what I said so far. Yeah. I got it.
I do as well.
I have to think about their offseason. I don't even know what
Yeah,
this team did.
Did they do much this offseason?
I don't think so. I don't think they lost anyone.
I don't think they lost anybody either. Okay.
Casuals.
All right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Under.
I think the Ravens will have the best record in the NFL
Yep.
this
I was
season.
about to say that too.
I think Lamar will
They'll
win.
make the Super Bowl.
Lamar
this year.
Jackson will win another MVP, and they will have a better record than the Bills,
Yep.
and they will, if they play the Bills, beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the Ravens make the Super Bowl this year. Also,
Yeah.
I think they'll draft a running back too as well, which will help out Derrick Henry a lot and save him for the playoffs.
I don't
which
think
will help them make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're not going to draft a running back early. but-
Yeah, it won't be early, but like there's a lot of good running backs.
Yeah, it's
in
crazy
the
class.
third or- yeah.
Yeah, they ain't making the Super Bowl in my opinion, but they're going to be probably the best regular season team, I think. And also, they're going to lose week 1 to the Minnesota Vikings.
You play them.
Might be week 2. I don't remember.
I think it's week 2, but
Has
still,
it come out? I don't think it's come out yet.
Yeah. Or they don't. Oh wait, they don't
We know who
have. They
we're
don't
gonna
have
play.
the weeks, but
It was the second one on there.
yeah, that's why I saw that.
Yeah. I saw
they
the
will
same
lose to
thing
the
you did,
Minnesota. Like, I don't know. I'm kidding at this point. But the only reason I was saying that sentence that was incorrect because they don't play them week 2 is because the Ravens are slow starters traditionally.
Yeah.
But I
Their
think
whole
they're gonna
division
be-
is.
I think they're gonna
besides the Steelers.
give me a 14-3 season for the Baltimore Ravens.
I got them at the 3 seed, 11 wins.
Yeah,
I do think that they're going to beat the Chiefs, though, in the playoffs. I think he gets over it. I got Bills and Ravens in the AFC Championship, and you'll have to see what my prediction is later.
Didn't you tell us?
Did you already? Okay.
The show is to tell us things.
Later this year. I can't make any
Well, we're already-
After the
We're doing
draft.
predictions before the whole draft. In
Okay,
April.
yeah, draft.
We don't-
We'll
The
probably revisit this like training camp.
We'll look
area,
at this
maybe.
at training camp and
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
like if we have any different.
So, got them at the 3 seed, but I think they'll be better than the Chiefs.
So the next list.
Bengals?
Bengals. 9.5.
The Bengals.
That line's crazy.
Ooh.
Vegas is high
That's
on
a
the
tough
Bengals.
one, actually.
But dude, they were
I got it.
They still won.
Their roster's
9
so
games
locked.
last year. How many games did they win last year?
8 or
9, I
of them.
believe.
9, and they were that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got it.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Over.
Over.
But like very tentatively
10.
over.
But like they're, yeah.
I don't have them over 10.
Yeah.
It's literally 10 or 9 for them.
yeah.
Pretty mid.
I'm interested to
But
see where
playoffs.
Joe
Vegas
Burrow
gotta win.
is in MVP like odds. He's got to be top.
He's probably
He's
top.
probably 4th.
He probably
That's
just
a top
had,
5.
like, he low-key might have just had his best statistical season he'll have. 'Cause
Exactly.
He had an insane year.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the team's so bad that it
Yeah.
didn't matter. Well, they weren't that bad, but
Playing
like,
from behind a lot.
yeah, because they had to just sling that thing because their defense was so
Yeah,
bad.
they don't have the
Continue doing
formula.
that this year because they have no defense.
I'm also
again.
exaggerating. They weren't like the worst team in the league, but
No, they were fine.
for a team that has an offense with even like some people consider the best receiver in the league.
He is
Some
the
people
best,
consider
yeah.
Joe Burrow the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Like that alone should get you like 8 wins.
Yeah.
Oh,
And T.
minimum.
Higgins, who is
A-
what?
Oh,
Top 20.
the
He's a wide
best
receiver 1 on
second
some
receiver?
teams, I would say.
Oh,
He's a top 20 receiver.
Yeah, he's the best receiver too in the league.
Packers trade for
All
him,
overs,
please.
but barely.
They're not gonna trade
Yeah.
for him. He just got re-signed.
Yeah, well,
Eventually.
And he's like 30.
2029
Nah, next
prediction.
year we'll trade for him.
2032 when
We'll
T.
trade for him
Higgins
next
is
year.
35.
Yep. All right, so then next in the division is the
Steelers.
Steelers. So they're listed at 8.5.
8.5 without a quarterback yet?
Keep in mind your decisions on the other
This
two.
is huge, actually. This is if
Oh, this is tough.
this is saying, will Mike Tomlin keep the streak alive? 8.5.
You can't bet on, dude. You got to bet on Tomlin every year.
9 is over the 500 and 8's under. So let's see.
I'm
All right,
ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
3.
3, 2, 1.
Under.
Under. Hey.
I said you can't bet against Mike Tomlin. and then I did it
We all just go under.
We all bet on.
Vegas
I
agrees
think it's
too.
8. I think Rodgers will go there and they'll win.
Yeah, 7 or 8 was my vote there.
Yeah.
I don't care about them either, dude. They're just like such a mid.
They're so
Even if
bad.
Rodgers signs, I don't see
I-
them winning that many games. Like, to be honest with you.
They're in such
However-
a boring team.
However, I said the exact same thing last
year.
season.
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And that's why with all of us doing this, I can feel this ominous haze.
The ominous
of,
clip.
of just
This is-
of
oh,
the
this
clip.
could be.
This is our podcast moment where the Steelers somehow figured it out.
They go 11 and 6.
And they go 11 and
They
6.
win the Super
They
Bowl or
finally
something.
beat like the Ravens in the playoffs for some reason. And we look like idiots because
Rodgers
we
wins
have like
MVP.
Yeah,
Rodgers
Rodgers last
41,
season goes out with
42.
the Super Bowl, retires.
PEMDAS podcast
Shoots JJ McCarthy.
Yeah,
That's something he would do.
but with all that said, I'm willing to roll the dice. I got under.
Well, also, I did see Aaron Rodgers was nominated and actually won the
Nobel Peace
donor
Prize.
of the year for California. He donated like the most money. It was like the
Oh, money? Really?
yeah.
I thought you were going to
So
say
of course,
blood.
no one talks about that because
Yeah, of course.
Aaron
It
Rodgers.
doesn't
Everyone hates him,
I
but
heard
no,
there's
he
some
he was like the
wildfires
donor
there.
of the year.
I heard there were some wild.
I think he started them. That's what I heard.
That's why he had to cover
They had
it.
to watch him play football, and they just wanted to burn everything.
Honestly, fair enough.
Last one, we got the Browns.
Scroll all the way to the bottom.
We got to scroll to the bottom. Browns are
Without a total.
5.5.
5.5 still.
Tied for last.
One site doesn't even care.
Yeah.
Tied for the lowest.
Nobody cares about the
Derek
Saints.
Carr.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
What pick do they have? Do they have 3?
Two.
2? They have 2?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter.
For their sake, I hope so.
All right, I got
dude,
it.
their
I
team
got it.
is so bad.
Yep. 3,
It's 5.5.
2,
Yeah.
1.
Under.
I think they're 4.
Over.
6.
How did they get 6?
6 or 7.
You thinking with,
there, yeah.
with
Seven?
Joe Flacco at QB or who's playing QB?
whoever it
Shadur?
is? I don't know. Not
Well,
no,
Watson's
not
out for
Shadur,
the
not
season.
Shadur.
Obviously.
I just
Tyler Shuck?
maybe in the second round, third round. who
Shark will
knows?
go to them like in the 5th.
He's not going to get picked in the second, dude.
He might get third round.
No,
second
He's
or
like
third round.
5th projected.
Doesn't
Yeah.
mean he's gonna go that.
He won't
Never
even
know.
get drafted.
He'll
I
get
said
the
that
best-
last week too.
He's the best quarterback. He's the most pro-ready quarterback in the draft.
Oh.
Tyler
No,
Shuck.
he's not.
I thought the
Shedeur is
Browns.
the most pro-ready. It is not Tyler Shough.
Shedeur or Cam?
Yeah,
Cam.
it's not
Cam,
Tyler
for
Shough.
sure.
think-
Cam's
I think
better
it's
than-
Cam.
Cam's
Those
better.
two are. Yeah.
Cam's got, I mean, he's got the Caleb Williams freaking animations, 2K animations.
You guys didn't hear our opinions on the draft, guys, again.
Yeah, run back
Here
to
you
11
go.
to 11. I don't want to do
Yeah,
this again.
so
right.
I got the Browns second worst team in the NFL. I had the Jets
Which-
at third. At Jets at third worst.
Which
So-
things happen in the NFL, like, we're kind of just going off of what was happening last year.
Yeah.
And I just think about the quarterback and the roster, like, they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
No,
They re-signed Myles Garrett, nice.
they didn't do anything on offense, and they probably won't in the draft either, unless they do Travis Hunter. But
They have to draft crazy, and then
yeah, which they won't do because
Yeah.
they're the Browns. So I think they'll be the second worst team behind the Jets.
Let's head to the next division
Last one.
South.
for the AFC.
South.
Yeah.
AFC
South.
South.
Ooh.
Okay.
The top team
My
will probably be
team.
Texans. Yeah.
Oh,
Makes
Nine
sense.
and a half.
I know this for sure.
Who are the other people in the division?
Jags,
Titans,
Colts, Jags,
Jags.
Titans, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot how bad that division.
I'm ready.
Yeah, worst division last year.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Over.
Hard over.
Simply because the division sucks.
Yeah, the division's terrible.
All right.
And they're good too, but
Let's-
they need to draft some
Okay.
linemen.
Especially with Jags new overhaul. Who knows? I still got them above. I got 10 at minimum.
I would say 11.
I say 11 or 12 for them. I think Stroud's gonna have a bounce back year, and year 3 for a quarterback is always one of their best. So
I could see 11. Yeah.
Year 3 is the make or break year. That usually, if you're good, you be good. If you're bad, you continue to not be good.
and I think they'll draft a receiver too. That'll help them a lot this year.
They have a really good defense. I think their defense will have a pretty good year.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, their secondary is kind of nasty.
Yeah.
Jalen Petrie just got re-signed. Also, shout out Jalen Petrie.
Corey Parrish, too.
Yep, Coy Perry just got re-signed.
Who's gonna be next year? Colts, Jags. Who they got?
Probably.
I'm
I think
gonna
Colts.
guess the Colts.
Do we see any?
Oh,
Jags.
Jags and
Well,
Jags.
that's
They're
Colts
the
right there.
same line.
Oh, the Saints are in NFC.
The Jags. All right, Jags, 7.5.
Interesting line.
I got it.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Saz, when you're ready, say it.
I'm ready. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Over.
Under. I'm not
Hopping off the
crazy.
train?
I have them. No, I only have them at 7.
Okay.
I'm a little higher on the other team listed there, so I'm kind of flip flopping. One
Me
of them's
too.
gonna get 7. One of them's gonna get 8.
Yep.
And I've got Jags with 7.
About that.
I think Jags will get 6 this year.
I'm at 9. To be
I
honest,
think they might be a playoff team.
they're not
Wow.
that bad. Trayvon
they could be
Walker, I
wild.
genuinely believe in,
Yeah.
could be an elite defensive player next year. I think he'll take another jump.
Yeah.
I actually don't hate their defense. Like, they need some help in the secondary. They need some help at linebacker. So a couple
Need help
important positions.
everywhere.
Well, I
But-
think, I got like Dolphins a little lower, Steelers a little lower, and I think the Jags will be kind of like that
But what you're not considering,
7 through 9 spot.
what these two aren't considering, is a man by the name of Brian Thomas Jr.
There you go.
I had him. He was pretty fun.
and a man by the name of
Tank Bigsby.
Tank Bigsby.
Oh, my.
And then
You mean
third man
Travis Etienne.
by the name of Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I know that guy.
And a fourth name by the name of Liam Coleman.
Liam Cohen.
I can't even speak
Cohen.
English anymore.
Yeah, I'm
That's
very.
not doing it for me.
They do interest me.
Duval?
I'm gonna change.
Duval?
I'm gonna say Texans to 11 now. I had them at 10. I'm gonna bump them up another win.
Yeah.
Mostly because of
You can't
if
do
I'm
that.
predicting mid from these next two, the top's got to be pretty big top here. So
Pretty big top.
Big top guy.
That's the
Yep.
title of the episode.
Yep.
So-
BK loves big top.
Colts, 7.5. Dude, what do you guys think? I got a good answer.
I know what yours is. I know it.
you should know mine by now. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Under.
Over.
Yeah.
We all just flopped.
So
I feel
yeah,
we're
me,
all-
Yeah.
we all flipped.
Colts at 9.
I have
Rams,
them at
I think
8.
Jags at 6.
Colts at 7 for me.
There you go.
Colts at 7 as well. Yep.
Okay.
After, who do you think's Gordy? Who's going to be the quarterback, you think?
Probably Daniel Jones.
I think Daniel Jones ends the season as the quarterback.
I think so
Oh.
too.
That is so dumb. The Colts are the most poverty franchise if they do not play Anthony Richardson.
I think Anthony
You draft him
Richardson
at the
gets hurt
4th pick. That's fair. Yeah.
because he's not. That's why you don't draft him 4th overall, because he's not a durable player.
I don't think he'll miss more than 2 games in a row this year from injury. You know, maybe the Colts are dumb and they bench him again, but for that type of player, you need as many snaps as possible, and bringing in Daniel Jones, and if they play him over him, is the dumbest thing they could do as a franchise. And Shane Steichen will get fired mid-season if that happens.
Yes, but I have a couple points to make here.
Yes. The
Daniel
defense will help
Jones.
him out, but
Why would Daniel Jones signed there for a reason?
competition.
Got a
I
chance.
think
play
he
better.
thinks he can easily beat him in training camp.
Who thinks?
Well,
Like
I
Daniel
just-
Jones thinks
he
he can
just-
beat him?
I
or the
think-
head coach?
Yeah.
I think
And they
he
signed him
think-
for a reason.
I'm
too.
sure Daniel Jones thinks he can beat him.
That's why they
I
signed
think
him.
it's
Yeah,
more
I
of
mean, they gave him a lot of money.
he
Well, not
just
that much, but-
assumes like, hey, I've got a better chance from a QB who's had a chance and failed a little bit, and has a chance to prove himself versus the Golden Boy. Do you think Daniel Jones really thought he would have a true chance of beating out McCarthy based on how they were
No,
talking?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
So I think he's putting the bet on. Okay, they might love Richardson too, but they have benched him before. The Vikings have done nothing negative in terms of talking about McCarthy or
Yeah.
anything. So if I was Daniel Jones, I would have done the same thing.
And they're not going to draft the quarterback like the Raiders or Steelers might.
Yeah.
Like, or I'm trying to think of like Titans. Like he's not going to go to one of those teams.
I
'cause
think
they're
that's
going to draft.
like one of the only reasons why he went to the Colts because he knows they're not going to draft anybody.
Yeah, I agree.
If they do, then the Colts are just the dumbest
Yeah,
team.
and he ended up being one of the highest paid backup QBs and possible starters.
Yeah, so they
I'd
just
take
lost
that all
Joe
the time.
Flacco, so he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, good spot.
Last one there, right?
Titans.
Titans.
Do we see
Five
that?
and a half. With Cam Ward under center. 5.5.
I would assume so. If he's not under center after the draft, I would be very confused.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
I got it.
That
3,
smells good.
2, 1. Under.
Over. That's 6.
Six exactly.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
gonna be 6.
That's 6.
Yeah,
Stay tuned to the end of
they
the
just
episode.
don't.
Me and Sasmo will kiss.
All right. What if I said 6-2? You guys want to do it as well?
I might have 4 for them. I'm kind of missing out on this, unfortunately.
Well, you don't like Cam Ward as much as us, so that's.
Yeah, I mean, I still think they just don't really have the roster. I don't really know.
They don't have a roster.
I don't-
They're
Who's their
scared.
coach?
Brian Callahan.
I just
Bo
think
Callahan.
And they don't have receivers.
I just
besides
They don't have a
Ridley.
team.
Dude, Bo Callahan's their coach. Give me my picks back.
Okay.
I think other than the Texans, all three of them are just mid to bad. So I think that's why the Titans will be able to get
Yeah,
6.
I don't think they're amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're still going to have a not great year, but they're going to be better than 5 wins.
I think the Titans will be the 3rd worst team in the league.
Wow.
That's my prediction. So 3rd worst.
Packers 4th then, or what?
2nd probably.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
Bears
Random, like, kind of hot take that no one's ever thought about. I think Tajay Spears will be very good this year as well. I think he'll outsnap Tony Pollard if they know what they're doing.
I like Tajay Spears.
I like
a lot.
Tajay
Yeah, he
Spears a
should.
lot.
Yeah.
He should.
Yeah, does have an ACL, but one of his
Doesn't
knees.
need one,
but
honestly.
Yeah,
doesn't need
dude,
one.
why do you need like 2 functioning ACLs?
Yeah, why do you need that? Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
All right, guys, it was awesome talking about the AFC win totals with you. We had some differing opinions, of course. Look at all the love being shared across. It's a great time. We're about to get into the NFC in our next episode, so make sure you tune in. We'll see you around.
Peace.
Bye.